I'm going to have Michael Bryant down here in the parking lot getting ready for the parade, adding some finished touches to his float. How are you, Mike?
Doing great, Rhonda. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine.
It's a winter wonderland out here with all the snow and the cold weather, but it's all good.
That's what makes a parade,
Absolutely,
don't you think?
what makes a parade, yes.
So how many years have you been in the parade?
This is probably 5, 6 years that we've done the parade. We do the Richmond Parade and the Berea Parade. So, and it's one way just maybe try to educate the community, give out candy to the kids, dog bones to the dogs. And one of the things we do have is a house that's know your zone and shelter in place. So that's one of the things that one of our protective actions is if something happens at the depot, you want everybody to go inside, close your windows and doors, and shelter in place.
And the most important is know your zone.
Know your zone, absolutely. If you look at our house, that's what we've got on all the windows, know your zone.
And you all just sent out the new calendars, and I enjoy looking at them. Those photos are beautiful in the calendars, and it has a lot of information in them.
Absolutely. We send them to every household in Madison County. And I say it's a calendar, but it also has the map, so you do know your zone. And it's got a lot of good information on what to do in case of a tornado, a severe thunderstorm, earthquakes, tornadoes. And it's just a good guideline on how to prepare yourself for an emergency.
And what I always suggest is I like how you have the little block in the corner that you go with a magic marker and you fill in those little blocks of where you live. And I do take the time to do that. You know, just if you have guests in the house or someone that comes to stay during the holidays, it's hanging up. You've got your zone number, and letter in the box. So I like that part.
Absolutely. It is important to know what zone you live in, but it's also important to know what zone you work in. You may work in a different zone. Your kids may go to school in a different zone. So it's important to sort of sit down and spend a little time with the family and go over that. And okay, Junior is in this zone, I'm in this zone. And one of the really important things we like to emphasize in there is a list of things that every family should have for a family disaster kit. At minimum, you need to have a battery-operated radio, water, food, flashlight, things like that. But we got a really detailed list that folks can sit down with their family and work up a family plan on, okay, this is what we're going to do if this emergency happens. And these are the things that we need to have in supply if we do have a disaster. Because typically, we got a lot of great responders here, but we've got 83,000 folks. And a lot of folks, you're pretty much going to be on your own for the first couple of days, so it's important to be prepared for that until we can get additional help in there.
Right. I do like to go through and remind myself of the extra water, the batteries, the battery-operated radio, that kind of thing. So I do keep my kit prepared, even in a storm, power outage, comes in handy.
And we've seen it half a dozen times in like the last couple of years. If you look at, we had 2 flooding events this year. Last year we had a tornado, we had an ice storm, and it's untellable what we'll have this year. So it's just important to be prepared. I tell folks is we try to think of things that we hope never ever happens and prepare for that, and I'd be perfectly happy if we never had to do anything we prepared for.
Right.
But that's the important thing, is to prepare yourself and your family for the worst that could possibly happen.
Well, you're absolutely right, Michael, and I appreciate everything you all do for us, for the county, the surrounding counties. And one last thing, do you have a theme for your float?
Just have a Merry Christmas. And I say it is a shelter-in-place house, and we even have smoke comes up the chimney. But that's one thing, and that would probably be the theme, is take care of things at home, and you'll prepare yourself and your family.
Well, that's a great theme, and I thank you so much, Michael, for letting me have the opportunity to interview you, and have fun,
Right. Thanks very
and
much,
bundle
Rhonda.
up.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks a lot, Rhonda.
Thanks again, Rhonda. You and Dwayne, it's starting to rain a little bit harder, so I know you're getting wet now. The Berea Christmas Parade began in 1985, of course. Obviously, 25 years, not too hard to do math on an even year.
Hopefully not.
So anyway, in that 25 years, the parade actually began as a twilight parade.
Yeah.
Then it became a daylight parade for just a few years before returning back to the twilight parade.
I like it. I like the twilight. It's magical.
You know, and with the new addition of low power LED lights, you can even get away with using battery power to light your floats and things. You don't need the generators as much as you used to, which is fantastic. It makes it better all the way around.
Mm-hmm. And everything's just so beautiful with the floats, how you can light certain things up, and things just look different in the twilight. And I love the fact that when it's all over, you can drive through town and see the beautiful lights going down Chestnut Street, see the Christmas tree all lit up.
It's somebody tooting at us. So anyway, the parade, like I said, started in 1985, and it had went back and forth. Back at that time, Berea College was actually responsible for decorating the town and putting the decorations for Christmas up, and the city of Berea actually paid for it. So that was the deal between the two entities. But now the Christmas parade, of course, it's a Berea Chamber of Commerce event, and sponsored in part by the city, which cooperates.
Yeah, it's something like this really requires that everybody along the parade route, the college, the businesses, the city, just cooperate to make it the wonderful event that it is.
Now, the original Christmas Parade Committee was coordinated by our mayor at the time, which was Mayor Clifford Kirby. And we're going to have more facts about him later, because he has a really important role in Berea's Christmas tree. So we'll be talking about that later in the broadcast. But now we need to go back down to Rhonda at the lineup. Rhonda?
Okay, so I have Tinsley Carter here from the Berea Citizen now. Can you tell us exactly, what is that?
This is a hoof print on my forehead from where I got run over by Santa's reindeer. Gave me a concussion. I'm really upset about it. Luckily, the police have caught them. He followed the trail of hoof prints, caught them, and they are in jail right now. And they have a $250,000 bond, and I hope the courts take them and put them down for a long time.
So that's the whole concept here with this Berea Citizens float?
It is, and there's the perpetrators right there who ran me over. We have Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Can you give us a quote about how you feel about Santa and Miss Claus over there and what their negligence has done?
Oh, they have caused me undetermined amount of pain and suffering, and I hope the courts put them in jail. Christmas will not be the same without Santa, but he does not deserve.
Well, I want you to know, Grandma, we have covered this in the Berea Citizen. Extra, Grandma getting run over by a reindeer, for anyone who wants to know the facts.
Thank you.
And so it's he's right here.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Oh no, what are we going to do, Mrs. Claus?
What are we gonna do, Santa? This will ruin your reputation as the jolly old Christmas man, Mr. Claus.
No, there will be other news that will come along that will give the people other things to talk about.
So what you're saying is you're going to wait around for something else
I'm
to
gonna wait
take
it
the
out.
public's attention away from this event.
We're going to wait it out and then get our reindeers back in line, Mrs. Claus.
My Santa didn't do it. We are not guilty. We didn't do it.
Well,
I explained the reindeer.
that hoof there.
I was asleep.
There have been rumors, Santa, that you had a few too many hot toddies
No, it was
when you were
NyQuil.
going out. Is that your usual practice on Christmas?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Coffee
so
only
you're
to keep
saying
me
you
up
did
all night
have it.
long.
And yet you fell asleep.
Well, he said it was NyQuil. So
I was very sick from taking care of the reindeer.
Santa, baby, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of her.
Ho, ho, ho.
well, I thank you so much, and now everyone knows the whole story.
Thank you.
You know, and Berea Citizen, good luck to you on your
Thank you.
entry. You know, it's a possibility you might win.
Thank you so much.
And I'm
It was
Rhonda
a pleasure.
McIntyre with Berea Online, and I have,
Tinsley Carter, editor of the Berea Citizen.
and we'll go back to you, Chad and Jennifer.
Thanks again, Rhonda. We have got probably an hour now before the parade gets here, and we're already seeing people start to line up. All the way down Chestnut Street here, I can see people lining up on both sides.
Pretty exciting.
So that's quite a bit of anticipation for a parade that's an hour away still.
Yeah. I hope everybody's
Well, I
got
said
their
an
Under
hour,
Armour
probably like
on.
50 minutes, but still, that's close enough.
Close enough, especially on a rainy or snowy night like this. But you bundle up and get a good place to stand, because that's what it's all about.
Now, we've been talking about the Christmas parade in the last 25 years, and we had a bit of information we were going to share about Clifford Kirby, who actually was inspirational in starting the first Christmas parade, who actually passed this year. So that's kind of a sad thing, but we do want to remember him and remember him fondly. Actually, he and his wife, Diane Kirby, donated the decorations for the first Berea Christmas tree down there.
Wow.
So it was not only their idea, but their finances that took care of the first Berea Christmas tree.
So we've benefited so much from them over the years.
They have been so beneficial. And now, of course, this year, Diane Kirby, newly elected to the Berea City Council.
Congratulations, Diane.
So we still have a Kirby in office now.
Yes.
Which, it's kind of unique that it all played out like this.
Yeah.
I was reading on here that there are lots and lots of people involved with the original committee, but we got a few names actually on here. I'll let you share those. 1985, when the first parade started.
Sure. Mayor Kirby assigned a committee in 1985 that consisted of Diane Kirby, Sarah Colbreth, and Peggy Bergio, assigned as executive secretary, along with Tom McKay and Randy Stone sitting in on meetings. The Christmas Parade Planning Committee consists of Diane Kirby and Sarah Colbreth. And you know, Chad, I remember that because my mother was involved somehow, as my mother often is. It wasn't too long after that, I think, that she got the Volunteer of the Year award, and I know that she was involved in supporting the idea of the first Christmas parade, and I ended up dancing with the festival dancers in the first Christmas parade.
Oh wow!
We sure did,
and we did. We
choreographed a dance that went along with the theme and used garlands of greenery and jingle bells, and we actually won a prize for being the best performing group in the parade. And my brother, bless his heart, played accordion for us to dance in the parade, and he didn't have any gloves, so he wore my gloves, and they were pink. They were those little pink stretchy gloves. So he played the accordion in Berea's first Christmas parade in pink gloves. But you know what? That prize made up for all of the trials that we went through to get there.
Well, my first parade memories have to do with watching it on Berea College's campus. That's where our family would go to watch the parade. But my first time being in the parade actually has to do with you. We were both very young, and the Berea United Methodist Church wanted to have a float, and they wanted children on it.
Yeah.
And I was invited in the 80s to come up and be on their float. So
because you were technically a child
yes.
in the 80s. That's right.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, going back a ways, huh?
We had a great time, and I can remember I was trying to think who was there. Was it Barclay Brown at that time, or was that
Barclay was real early 90s.
So it was before that.
So yeah, it was before probably Clyde Davidson.
Clyde Davidson. Okay. I couldn't remember which one. I'm sorry, that the memory escaped me. But
oh well, you know
I
what?
It's
okay, Chad.
time.
As we get older, sometimes we forget things.
Is it the first thing that goes?